right now. Pittsburgh's best sports show is about to begin. Call us or tweet us. We've got things to talk about on the Ireland Contracting Nightly Sports Call.
All right, hey guys, welcome to my first nightly sports call. Thank you for joining us on this wonderful Saturday night. The Buccos win it 4-1 against Arizona, bounce back after that heartbreaker last night. I'm joined with a very special guest tonight, Jason. Hi, Jason. So what did you take out of that game tonight?
Very strong performance from the Pirates, Cassidy, and especially coming off of what happened Friday night. There was a lot of frustration after that one, and I understand why, but the Pirates bounced back in a big way, and not an ideal situation whatsoever with the rain delay. Mitch Keller going out of the game after just 4 innings, and for myriad reasons, they're able to pull this one out. I'm sure we'll talk about it, but you know what I love about this? They've set themselves up for a series victory against a wild card contending team, one of the better teams in the National League. And, oh, by the way, they've got Paul Skeens on the mound Sunday, so exciting stuff over at PNC.
Yeah, definitely exciting. You mentioned the pitching. Let's talk about that offense a little bit. You know, Joey Bart nails it again, and same with Brian Reynolds. Just how important are those two guys to this team?
Well, Joey Bart's become their starting catcher. I'm not breaking any news by saying that. I was actually watching this game thinking just what an excellent pickup that was by Ben Cherington and how much heat Cherington has taken for some of the moves that he's made. Well, you know what? Credit is due there. He's been excellent, and Yasmani Grandal has been a disappointment, but Joey Bart has been the exact opposite, just hunting RBIs, love the swing, as well as what Brian Reynolds did. That's another topic that certainly I don't want to bury here, but very, very impressive. Reynolds is their leader, their best player. You can't throw that pitch to him in that spot, and he did what he should do with it, and those two took care of business tonight.
Yeah, we also saw some unfortunate news about Andrew McCutchen. He did leave the game tonight with that tight, I believe it was a hamstring tight quad. Really unfortunate. We probably won't see him tomorrow. Is that right?
Yeah, we'll see. Day game after a night game. He's played the past 2. That happens with Kutch a lot. They like to sit him, usually not play him 3 games in a series. So, yeah, I would imagine he's down. That was a little worrisome to me just how quickly he seemed to grab at that, how it affected him going out of the batter's box. And yeah, he's played a lot. If they back off from Kutch a little bit, I understand it. I hope it's, the way they phrased it, it was more precautionary. They're just being mindful of what he's got going on. He is 37. So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. I'm sure he'll be evaluated, get some treatment, see how it responds. Obviously a key part of this team's got on base. Like the at-bat that he had, that triggered the Pirates rally, 11 pitch at bat. So, yeah, nobody wants to see Kutch out of the lineup.
Yeah, most definitely. And you mentioned Skeens pitching tomorrow night. I'm sure we can probably expect a pretty big crowd out there at PNC Park.
Yeah, they seem to like him. The mustachioed fellow is popular among the Pirates faithful. I mean, it's just amazing what he's been able to do, the consistency with which he pitches. Every conversation that I have with anybody about the Pirates, it inevitably turns to Paul Skeens. He's such a cool story league-wide. I know I was in Texas for the All-Star game and, got to see firsthand just what the adoration, curiosity, I don't know what the right word is, but just how fascinating he has become. And PNC Park fills out whenever he's starting. And like I said at the top of this thing, it's just such a cool storyline where the Pirates were, after 16 pitches or whatever it was on Friday night, looking like, oh my goodness, what's this series going to turn into? Well, they've turned it around, won tonight, and here you have Paul Skeens looking to do some damage against the Diamondbacks. Ironically, a neat little storyline. Torey Lovullo's the manager that selected him for the National League All-Star team. Well, now Torey's going to have the seat that he doesn't want, being in the opposing dugout as Paul does his thing.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a fun one out there tomorrow. I do want to talk a little bit Steelers as well. I was up in Latrobe all day today and the past 3 days. It's been a fun one out there. Definitely this week, very, very exciting. We got Marcus Golden back. Just what do you make of the Steelers defense this year?
Yeah, I mean, I like the pickup of Golden. I've missed the past couple of days. I'm a bad columnist, I guess. I don't know, but I chose to stick with the Pirates this weekend. I like the Golden signing, and you know what I like, Cassidy, that I've seen and I've witnessed my couple trips up to Latrobe, is just the intensity overall Patrick Queen is right in the middle of seemingly everything. Landon Roberts as well. I've been impressed with Joey Porter Jr. thus far. Probably again, not really breaking news there. I think he's going to be one of the best cornerbacks in the NFL. Minkah Fitzpatrick's been a big storyline, getting him back to creating turnovers, wreaking havoc, that sort of thing. But I think there are a lot of keys with the defense. Peyton Wilson is another one, just a random storyline. I don't expect him to start, but I expect him to play a pretty pivotal role. Keanu Benton as well, another young guy they're going to have step forward. So I think this defense can be pretty strong. I mean, based on what they're spending on it, it should be very strong. And we're starting to see, I guess, just to kind of ramble and see other storylines, but Beanie Bishop in the slot looks like he's earning a starting role too.
Yeah, I came up from West Virginia, so love seeing those Mountaineers, do well up here in Pittsburgh. We are going to head to break right now, but stick around. We're going to take some of your calls right after this and talk to you soon. All right, and welcome back. The GMC Sierra tweet of the night tonight is from Brooksgate. The Pirates are a nightmare 3-game wildcard matchup if they can sneak into the postseason. Number 1, Paul Skeens. Number 2, Mitch Keller. And number 3, Jared Jones. Obviously, Jared Jones has been injured, but is back. And what do you make of this?
It's not good. It's good for the Pirates. I'm saying it's not good for the opposition. Completely concur with that. And Jared Jones has taken some important steps to Cassidy. Today, through live batting practice at PNC Park, he faced 10 hitters, I think 40-plus pitches, something like that. The next step could be a rehab start, probably going to need a couple of those. But, it should be an August return for him. You get the band back together. And if you're an opposing team, you should not want to see the Pirates. I like what they did at the deadline. Brian De La Cruz, Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. I think a lot of the fan base probably agrees with that. They certainly have some aspects of their game they need to iron out. O'Neal Cruz's defense has been a popular topic, getting more power out of Ke'Bryan Hayes. But you look at that 1-2-3, it's pretty darn good.
Yeah, most definitely. We are going to start taking some callers now. We have John in Cranberry. John, what's going on?
Hey, thanks for taking my call, Cassidy and Jason. And
hey, John.
Cassidy, you're a good-looking change from Bob and Richie, that's for sure. It's good to have you on the show. So big win for the Pirates. Hopefully we take the series with Skeens. But I love the Pirates, so I'm going to go against the grain tonight. I wanted to talk to you and Jason about football. And then I watched the game the other day, and I saw the new kickoff rule where everyone's lined up for the kickoffs. So I wanted to get both your feedbacks. What's interesting about it is it looks like if a runner can get by that first line of defenders, I think they are home free. So that was interesting. But my only question, too, and I don't know if you or Jason know the answer to this, if they do, by chance, kick it out of the end zone, where is the ball placed? I was wondering about that. So thanks for taking my call. It's good to see you guys. Have a good night.
Yeah, definitely, first of all, thanks for your call, John. Definitely, this whole kickoff rule is a big mystery to a lot of people. There's going to be a lot of kinks that we have to iron out. It was in the XFL, obviously, before the NFL took it on. They saw success with it in the XFL. But, Jason, what do you think about that?
I hate it. I hate everything about it. It looks like a circus play to me. I really do. Maybe it's good. I don't know. I want to see more of it. I guess I have to see more of it, unfortunately. I would just put the kickoff rules back to what it was. I didn't think we had that big of a problem. I understand trying to reduce injuries, and the NFL took necessary steps. I think this is a little bit too far. I think it's gimmicky. I agree with John in that I think some of that can be exploited with everybody so close together. I don't have an answer that I feel great about to give him as far as the ball going out of the end zone. I had thought that it was still a touchback like normal. But again, I can't say that definitively. But I can definitively say that at this point, based on what I've seen, I hate it.
Yeah, and that's kind of what I mean by there's kinks to work out. I think there are still a lot of questions surrounding it. I know when I first saw it in that Hall of Fame game, it almost looked like a wrinkle in Madden or something, like you were playing a video game and something weird was going on.
And an NFL game shouldn't look like that. I'm sorry.
It really shouldn't, and I agree with you that it's going to be very, very weird. And I know a lot of coaches, especially Coach Mike Tomlin too, is trying to figure out how they're going to approach all of this. So yeah, it'll definitely be interesting interesting in the coming weeks during these preseason games, especially as people try to iron that out. But let's go ahead and go to another caller, David in Finleyville. David, what's going on?
Hey, Cassidy. Thanks for taking my call. I want your opinion and Chase's opinion on how many wins do you and Chase think the Steelers need to get to win the AFC North this year? Thank you for taking my call.
Well, I mean, Coach Tomlin obviously never a losing record, so I would have to say, you know, we need a winning record. To win the AFC North, though, it's going to be very, very difficult. You know, I mean, it's one of the toughest divisions in all of the NFL. I think that's the reason Hard Knocks is covering them during this season. But Jason, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm right there at 12.
Yep.
12.
I was going to say that. I just
no
didn't know if it
fewer
was
than
too
10.
high, but I agree.
Yeah, no fewer than 10. The only benefit, I guess, is that they just maybe all beat up on each other, because I think it's a very deep division, and so maybe you don't have one or two teams running away with it. But, you know, I don't know if I necessarily see the Steelers being able to win the NFC North. Yeah, they're not going to win the NFC North. The AFC North, I see them more as a wild card team. I do see them capable of maybe winning a playoff game. The AFC North is going to be really good, though. I mean, look at what Cincinnati has done, what Baltimore has done. Baltimore adding Derrick Henry really scares me. So, yeah, I'd probably sit here and say 12 wins gets it done.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think what's going to be really exciting with this division, too, is just how elusive all these quarterbacks are. The quarterback play in this division is going to be very exciting to watch.
Yeah, it's better than any other division in the NFL, frankly. And, I mean, some of the defense being played as well. And, you know, I think there's a lot of rosy storylines at Steelers camp, and that's great. But if you step outside and look at what the rest of the North is, it's scary.
Yeah, most definitely. All right, we have a couple more callers here. Jerry from Franklin. Jerry, what's going on?
Hey, Cassidy. Hey, Jason. Thanks for taking my call.
Hey, Jerry.
I'd like to talk about Henry Davis. And I know when you draft a player 1-1, you expect that he's going to be a star or a very good player. And we missed on that, I think, with Davis. But I feel like General Manager Charrington redeemed himself a lot with the trade for Joey Bart. Mm-hmm. And we got a 1-2. And Bart, you know, is doing what I think we all wanted Henry Davis to do: drive in runs, hit some home runs, have an OPS in the mid-8s. And I think they're kind of a wash, and I'd like to see the Pirates just let Davis see if he can get his hitting worked out. Next year, Kutch is having a lot of problem with his legs and whatever, and I don't know that he'll be back. And Rowdy Tellez, we don't know about him. I'll just let Davis hit away down AAA and bring him up next year and see if he can hit his way onto the lineup.
Yeah, I mean, hey, that sounds like a good plan to me. Like we said earlier, Joey Bart has definitely been worth it. Those Bart darts have been very exciting to watch. But Jason, what do you think about that?
Jerry, you make some good points. The only thing I would maybe disagree with is the insinuation, maybe you didn't mean it this way, that it sort of Henry Davis's time has passed. And I don't think that's true. I still think there's plenty there left in Henry Davis. I've gotten to know Henry quite well covering the team. The kid works his tail off. There's a lot to be respected there. He's got a lot of ability. He's extremely smart. It's in there. Can the Pirates bring it out? I don't know. They've certainly missed on guys before, but I'm not willing to give up on him. I certainly understand and respect the job Joey Bart has done, and I would not move him from the starting job behind the plate. But at some point, Henry Davis is going to exceed or bypass AAA. We may be there now. I want to see him with an extended run of good health. He's had some injuries, and can he get that to translate to the major leagues? I don't know. You do need two catchers, so you can maybe run Bart and Davis out there next year, and that's your tandem. Maybe Henry plays somewhere else. You bring up a good point with Kutch in the DH spot. I don't think we've heard the last from Henry Davis. Maybe we have this year. Maybe there's just not a spot for him, but I agree. If he keeps doing what he's doing in AAA, and he's still young enough, not young, but he can still contribute next year.
Most definitely. A lot of questions still there, but we are going to head to one more break, and we will see you guys right after this.